The reason that most agencies and businesses fail is not because they don't know how to post on social media or they don't know how to film a good video. It's actually because they don't have a system to actually generate leads with Instagram Reels. That's why in this video, I'm going to be revealing my fail-proof system, which requires as little as 20 minutes a day that you can use to generate business on Instagram. So the first thing that we want to do is we need to define our audience. So what a lot of people do is they just post a post, they just post all this random content. The problem is if you're casting your net too wide and you're speaking too general of an audience, really speaking to no one. Because really the purpose of creating content, posting content on Instagram Reels is you want your consumer to feel understood. And your goal from posting Instagram Reels, if in fact you want to generate business, is to make you the most trusted person that can actually help them. What this means is that you need to know what actually makes them tick. So what we do is we do what's called like a copy formula, which allows us to fully understand our ideal customer, which is the seed to actually speaking to your customer, actually bringing in real business from your social media. And I can simply do this inside of ChatGPT. So the prompt is, I work with niches that struggle with pain points, achieve desired outcome. Give me a list of their current situation, pain points, and their desires. Let's just say I'm an agency and I'm working with an online fitness coach, or I am a fitness coach myself. I work with millennial men between 25 and 40 that struggle with staying fit and healthy in their busy schedules as a high performer, achieve a healthy lifestyle and a fitness regimen that fits within their schedule and gets them results. Format this for Notion so that I can copy and paste it. Now we have this full copy doc that I would house somewhere that I can easily reference all of the time. After we define our audience, the next step is equally, if not more important, and that is coming up with good ideas. Video is only going to be as good as the idea that you create. And what I see a lot of people do is they try to recreate the wheel on coming up with the best idea ever and spending all of this time thinking about this idea and betting that it's actually going to do well. The problem is that's just a waste of time and there's more efficient ways to do it. All we need to do as creators, as agency owners, is create a design that we can systematize to come up with good ideas. So I'm going to go through two different ways to come up with good ideas that will actually generate results for your clients based off of that. So first is trust your ChatGPT. And because we've defined our audience, all we need to do is now reference that audience. So using my copy doc, give me 25 polarizing hook ideas that speak to my target customer. Format in Notion that I can copy and paste it. Now, because I know my target audience and I have the design, which is ChatGPT prompt in this case, to come up with concepts, polarizing hooks, ideas that I can speak based off of my target customers' pain points, desires, and current situation, I'm pretty much set. The second way that we can do is simply doing research. I'm either going to do this myself or I'm going to hire somebody else to do this. Go on TikTok, go on Instagram, go on YouTube, go on to TikTok Creator, go on the Facebook Ad Library, or simply scroll and find topics, ideas, concepts that are within my niche. So what I can do is I can simply go fitness for busy men. So he says 45-minute workout for busy men. It's a good idea. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this bad boy up. I'm just going to save this for later. And what I'm also taking note of is how he's formatting this video. He's showing himself working out. He's not just sitting there talking to the camera. So again, I'm going to save it and I'm going to make mental note of that. I like this one. He's walking on the treadmill. Like that's a cool idea. I'll save that one. The other concept is I can just go on Instagram. This is going to be a little bit of a different approach, not going to be the search tactic, but I'm just going to sort through. I'm going to start taking note of what type of videos are going viral. So this has 3,300 likes, a lot of views, and it's them dancing. And it says, if you're a manager or boss, remind that you can always send a calendar invite, quick chat. It's a simple way to ensure your team is relaxed and happy. If I'm helping fitness people, you could have you working out with a one-liner that speaks to their desires, their pain points, or their current situation. And you can use the audio that they're using and the arrow indicates that that's trending. So I'm going to save this. In addition, look at concepts outside of your niche. See the videos that are trending. See the style that's trending. Think to yourself, how do I make this my own? And using the copy doc, how do I use the one-liners? How do I make it my own, speaking to my ideal customer? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to document all of them. I'm going to put all of the videos in a table inside of a tool like Notion. I'm going to indicate the platform. I'm going to indicate the link to the actual video, how many views it has. And then when I actually go to create the content or plan for the content, all I need to do is reference this. Next is the scripting. So what a lot of people do is they'll just create a video and they'll just post a post and they'll just share whatever's on their mind. Problem is you're not using a framework that actually keeps people watching the video. Your goal is, from a scripting perspective, is to get people to actually watch throughout the video, and in order to actually create a response and to get some excitement and to get somebody to actually provoke action, you need to make sure your copy is actually speaking to them. How I like to do the script and what has worked really well for myself and for my clients and for the agencies that we coach is this simple framework: polarizing hook, situation, problem, implication, and teach. Using this format below, write me a 120-word easy to read script for the hook. Let's just paste the hook. My teaching points are: plan ahead, cook meat in bulk, go shopping in bulk, order groceries online. Enter. Let's see what it comes up with. Why meal prepping isn't as hard as you make it out to be. Look, if you're constantly battling with what to eat and it's leading to poor food choices, the problem is that a lot of people just think meal prepping takes too much time and effort, so they just avoid it. And what this does is it leads to unhealthy eating habits, eating out all the time, increased stress, and wasted money on takeout. So what you need to do is you need to plan ahead and set aside 30 minutes each week to decide on your meals. So this format is going to hook them in with a polarizing hook. It's going to relate to them. Like, you want to work with people who are constantly battling on what to eat. They're leading to poor food choices if that is in fact your ideal customer. And the problem, the implication of the problem, which will influence them to take action. And then you teach, which will add value and scale trust with you. Quick pro tip on scripting before we move on to the next point is conviction is going to be queen. Meaning, rather than here's why meal prepping isn't as hard as you make it out to be, versus here's why meal prepping is not as hard as you are making it out to be. See the difference on tonality and conviction? The more conviction that you have, the more it's going to leak through the video, the more people are actually going to trust you. Step number 4 is what's actually going to be the difference between just having a video go out there and actually generating business. And that is a call to action. What I see a lot of creators do and a lot of people that want to generate business on social media do is they simply post a video with no call to action. And while it's exciting to get a bunch of views, what's more exciting is actually turning those views into clients and monetizing that audience. And unless you have a call to action in your videos, you're not going to be able to do that. Work in stuff like follow for more, share with a blank who needs to see this, DM me blank and I'll send you this freebie. Work these into your content when you're writing your scripts and you will start to generate organic business as a result of this. Now, what's important when generating leads with Instagram Reels is going to be the editing. What I see a lot of people get bogged down with is in fact the editing. If I'm working with agencies and I'm looking at how many hours each task takes for a lot of these agencies, the number one thing is going to be the editing. What a lot of people do is they'll hire the editors or they'll do it themselves and it takes a lot of time or it can be expensive and they got to find the elements, they got to make all the elements, they got to test different angles. The new way, the efficient way to do this is to leverage AI editing that can really do this all for you at scale and quickly, because that's going to be important because we've generated 25 video ideas and we have the ChatGPT prompt to be able to hammer these out pretty consistently. Now, what's going to be the bottleneck is going to be the editing. To avoid this is going to be having a really solid system for editing. So the elements of a good edit is going to be a strong hook, visuals that hook people in. They want to feel like they're watching the video and they're feeling drawn in. It's speaking to them. Sound design keeps them engaged. Speed, we don't want to have a long drawn out video where there's a bunch of blank spaces. B-roll to capture their attention, to reiterate what you're communicating inside the video. And yeah, you could use tools to do this, but there are quicker ways to do this. And what we use is a tool called Submagic. So if I go to Submagic, what we can do is we can simply add in a video and it's automatically going to add the captions. What we can also do is we can trim it. And I can see like there's some blank space here. So I'm going to click on remove silence. I'm going to remove this because that's some like dead space, unneeded words. And then I can go to edit. That's when I can select the caption style. 85% of videos are watched without sound. So this is completely paramount to do. Now, if I go to B-roll, I can add in the elements that are going to be relevant. Like I could add in like a transition of like a dope film burn. And I can click on this line and I can add in a GIF just to really iterate that. Overwhelmed. I can add some sound design, the sales. I can add some more sound. I can just do the same one for every single one just to like really hit on all this stuff. I could even like add B-roll to this. Let's just go B-roll. Let's say sales. Now we have the B-roll. We have sound design, all the elements that make creating a video super easy. This literally took less than 10 minutes. And with Submagic, I can even just click on Magic B-roll and it's going to add in B-roll for me. So with the Magic B-roll, I can just delete any of the B-roll that's not necessary, anything that I don't want, and I can just save, export, and I'm pretty much good to go. And if you've made it this far, the bonus tip is automation. One of my favorite ways to quickly generate business for my clients and for myself is just automating the responses. So we talked about call to actions, and one of the call to actions was DM me a specific keyword. What could happen is that video could go viral and you get a lot of people DMing you. And then what could also happen is you don't have the capacity to manage all those responses because it's so much. So what I would do is I would use a tool like ManyChat to automate all of your responses. With ManyChat, what you can do is you can create automations inside of your business. So if somebody DMs you a specific keyword, what you can do is you can automatically send them something of value. And if you're creating content for your clients or for yourself and you're adding call to actions, it's a no-brainer to set this up, especially if you want to monetize it, because speed to lead is extremely important. If you want to use the software that we use, just go ahead and click the link in the description. And now that you know how to generate leads with Instagram Reels, how do you go viral on other platforms like TikTok too? Go ahead and click right here to learn about how I was able to go viral on every social media platform and generate over 1 billion views. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.